Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am sorry if the lighting's a little crazy. You're actually catching me after work, a full day of work, and then a full evening at home with my son. I just put him down for the night, and so it's definitely a lot later than when I normally film. And actually, like, the sun is going down, so I was worried that it'd be too dark, but this camera I feel like adjusts pretty well, so I'm hoping that we're good. But if we're not, you now know why. But I just felt like I really wanted to get this video filmed tonight, so here we are. Today's video is an update in my Shop My Stash project pan. So basically what's in my current makeup basket, but I set it up project pan style, meaning I keep track of all the usage of all of the products within my current makeup basket, and before I can roll in a new makeup basket, I make sure that I hit everything at least 5 times. So it's like a mini usage style project pan, which I think is super fun, and it also just keeps me rotating through my collection and pulling in products that maybe I wouldn't necessarily be using, and certainly probably not 5 times in a month or so. So it definitely gets me using things more regularly than I would, which has been super fun. And I have some awesome progress that I've made on some of these, like some good progress, like pan on one of these, and also figured out that I needed to clutter one because it's just not performing as it should be. Pretty cool across the board. So how I structure these videos is I go through everything in my previous Shop My Stash rotation, talk about it with you, talk about usage, all of that good stuff. Then we go through my collection, I pick out some new products, and then I quickly talk about them again at the end, and that is it. So without further ado, let's jump in. So I said I put my son down for bed, but he's not asleep yet, and he's currently in his crib making animal noises. So if you hear anything, that's what you're hearing. But we are gonna kick it off with my Pure 4-in-1 Correcting Primer. I used this 12 times this past month or so. I feel like this Shop My Stash rotation is like over a month, but I'm just gonna say month for like consistency purposes. So I used this 12 times. I actually have been really enjoying this primer. I recently panned a primer, and since then I've been kind of like about primers, but I've actually been enjoying this one, and I feel like just in the 12 uses that I've used this, I've already made some good progress. So really happy that I rolled it in, and I think I'll probably use this on an ad hoc basis moving forward. Next is my Kosas Cloud Set Powder. I used this 6 times. I think I only use this 6 times because I'm currently panning a powder in my regular project pan. So when that gets rolled out and finished, I think I'll probably use this a lot more. I get a little nervous about this product because I've heard a lot of reviews about it getting hard pan, but I haven't had really many issues yet. And I do really like how it sets my face. It was really great to have in this project. I liked being able to use it, and right now it's definitely up there as one of my favorite powders. So once I finish that one on my project pan, I definitely will be pulling for this one a lot more. I used my NARS blush in this project, and I used it 15 times, and I totally expanded my side pan. It is now moving into the center of the product, which is super exciting. I really love this blush. I feel like I should have made maybe more progress because it's so small, but this blush has always been kind of slow moving in terms of seeing progress, but that's okay. I mean, it's pigmented, and I really like how it performs, and so I've been really happy with it, especially as a mini. Like, I feel like I've gotten my money's worth out of it, and so I'm just gonna probably continue using this, you know, here and there to continue expanding that pan. But big fan of this one and loved having it in this project and being able to use it as many times as I did. I had 2 highlights in this round of my Shop My Stash. One being Benefit's Cookie Highlight, which is just a powder highlight, and one being this Trustique Stick Highlight. And so the really exciting update is my Cookie Highlight. I used this 14 times, and I hit pan in it, which I think is so exciting, and a pretty good size pan, if I do say so myself. So super proud of the progress on this Cookie Highlight. I absolutely love this. I use this all over where I normally put highlight on my face, and also used it in my inner corner a lot, and we got some major progress on this one. So excited that I was able to use it as many times as I did, but more excited that I was able to hit pan on another highlighter. This is, I think, the 3rd highlighter in my collection that has pan on it. You'll be seeing in the next video my updated products I've hit pan on, and this one will be included in that. So super excited. And then in talking about the stick highlight, I rolled this in to just get usage on it, and I was just nervous about like wearing it on my face. So I didn't, and I actually didn't use it for a little while. And then I started using it on my collarbones and my shoulders when I was like wearing tank tops or shirts like this on my collarbones, and I absolutely love it. I would just draw it on, dab it out, and I thought it would look great. And that's how I used it, I think 3 of the times. And then the other 2 times I actually just placed this in my inner corners, which I thought was really easy and a good way to use it too, because it just kind of fits right in there. And I just did a little twist and a dot, and that was that. So actually I was pleasantly surprised with this product, and I definitely think I'll be using it more as a body highlight. I loved it like that, and in a pinch I thought it was a really good inner corner highlight as well. My Avon eyeliner, you've probably heard me talk about this because I just continued keeping it in my Shop My Stash rotation because I just want to finish it up. I sharpened it this past month, which is super exciting, and I used it 12 times. So just continuing to chug away on this one, and we're getting very, very close to me not being able to sharpen anymore because it'll be so short. So just gonna continue working on this one. Next product was a bit of a disappointment. This is ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. I love this, or I heart this. And I rolled this in and I used it twice and decided that it just needs to be decluttered, and you can kind of see like why. Like I just did a pretty good swatch of that and then tried to put it on my hand, and like you can kind of like, you can see it a little bit, but just on the eyes, it was just really, really difficult to use. I felt like I was getting no pigmentation and I was having to like press really hard, and it just didn't look right. And I know this, like buying these Super Shock shadows, they dry out, like I get that, but I just love how they look, and so I get excited about them and then I purchase them. I just don't use them enough to make them worth my while, and yet I keep going back and getting them. So I need to just learn my lesson and probably stop buying them. I just love how they look, and when they are like good and not tried out, they look absolutely beautiful. So yeah, that's like one of the issues with this, but I just felt like it just wasn't giving me what it needs to be, and I used it twice and I was like, this isn't working. And so I'm actually going to be decluttering that as a result of this Shop My Stash, which actually I'm really proud of, because otherwise it probably would have sat in my collection for much longer and I just wouldn't have used it, and it would have gotten even worse. And like now it's just like, okay, I realize it, that it's just not working, and I'm just gonna open up some more space in my collection. So definitely a positive coming out of this. Another eyeshadow I rolled in was my Urban Decay eyeshadow in Lithium. This one, on the other hand, I absolutely love. This is such a beautiful shadow, so sparkly and fun. I just love it. It's just beautiful. I love it just all over the lid. It's just a stunning shade, especially when you wet it or put it on with your finger. And so I used this 5 times this month and thoroughly enjoyed it every time that I did. And then the last 2 products in last month's rotation are lip products. The first being this one from Rare Beauty. It is their matte lip cream in the shade Brave, and this was stunning. I absolutely loved this. I used it 5 times, which I thought I would have used it more, but I feel like because I'm panning a lipstick, I just kind of was like hit the bare minimum. But it's like quickly moving into like one of my favorite shades, especially in the summertime, because it's just this light like orangey type color, and it's not too much though, like it's not super pigmented, so it doesn't come across as like really in your face, but still has that like shade. I don't know how else to describe it, but I just really love this formula and I want to get other shades of this. So really I've had a great experience using this the past month or so, and so I'm very happy with this one and definitely a favorite coming out of this rotation. And then the other lip product in here I had was my Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Moon. And this gloss reminds me a lot of my Fenty Beauty Fussy Gloss, and so it was really fun having this in the project as well. I just think it's a stunning gloss, and it's super easy to use, and it just has a great consistency. And yeah, all good things here, and I used this 6 times. That was fun. I feel like I had a really good rotation. So what I'm gonna do quickly is put everything back, and then we will walk through my collection together. I'll pick out some new products, and then we'll talk about those too. Okay, I am gonna go ahead and skip foundation because I am very close to finishing my foundation in my project pan. So I just wanna focus on that, but I am gonna pull another primer in because like I said, I'm trying to use my primers. So I am going to choose the Professional Primer. I am working on my Fenty Beauty bronzer in my project pan, as you know, and I've been pretty much exclusively using that bronzer, but I recently picked up this butter bronzer from Physicians Formula, and I really haven't used it yet, and so I do want to get a little bit of usage on it and just see if I like it. So I'm gonna pull that in, and then I'd also like to pull a blush in. So I was debating on Kylie, even though I used that semi recently, or my Buxom blush. I think I'm gonna go Buxom, so I'm gonna grab that one. I might grab Kylie too. I'm gonna do them both. And then for highlight, I am going to do something different again. I really enjoyed using that stick highlight last month, so I'm gonna grab this Iconic Illuminator. Don't know exactly how I'm gonna use this yet, but figured we'll get 5 uses of that in and see how I like it, because I really don't think I've experimented with it much. And then a highlight I haven't used in forever is my Urban Decay Afterglow highlighter in the shade Sin. So I'm gonna pull this one in as well. And then for single shadows, I think I'm gonna pull in this Kaja Moon Crystal. I guess it's like a pigment. I guess that's what we would want to call it. But I have rolled in recently a purple eyeshadow into my Pan Those eyeshadows. And so I thought that this would be a good one to use as a base for that, to maybe punch up the pigment there. So I think this could be fun to experiment with that. So I'm gonna roll that one in. And then, do I want to roll anything else in? Yeah, I think I might roll in my Artist Couture in Nebula, because I think this could be really pretty layered with that purple shade that I just pulled, as well as some of my shades in my Pan Those eyeshadows. So I'm gonna pull this in too. That's an absolutely beautiful eyeshadow. It's so sparkly and amazing. I'm going to leave my Avon liner in this. I know, shocker. And then for lipstick, just like looking at my different ones, I was thinking about pulling in one of these Dose of Colors lipsticks. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull in this one in the shade Flirty. And then for lip gloss, let's do my Patrick Ta lip gloss. Okay, I think that's it. So I'm gonna hop back on camera and quickly talk through what I picked out. Okay, so let's do a recap on where we landed. I'm just gonna pull all of these products up here. But to start, I picked out my Professional Pore Primer. I do like this primer to kind of mattify me, and right now it is very hot outside and I'm getting very hot and sweaty, and we're actually going to South Carolina in a couple weeks for a beach trip, and so I figure this might be helpful for me down there, just trying to keep me a little bit more matte instead of being, you know, super, super sweaty and greasy looking. We'll see though. Sometimes you just can't beat that humidity, I will tell you. In terms of bronzer, like I mentioned, I recently got this butter bronzer and I've been so focused on my Fenty Beauty bronzer that I was like, I'm neglecting all other bronzers in my collection, really. And then a brand new bronzer too. This smells so good. So I was like very curious about like trying it out. I have used it a couple times and it's been like insanely powdery. Like there's just powder like everywhere already in this compact, and I put my brush into it like not many times, so I don't know. This could be an interesting one to work with, but I gotta try it out, right? So that's why we're rolling it in. I also decided to roll 2 blushes in because I figured why not. I'm rolling in my Buxom Wanderlust brush in the shade Dolly, which has been in this already, as well as my Kylie blush in the shade Rosy. And I think I've had both of these in semi-recent rotations, but I just feel like there are some pigmented blushes in my collection, and that's like the vibe that I have been going for recently. So why not roll them back in? And then I'm also working on 2 highlighters, so I'm going to try and figure out a way to use my Iconic London Illuminator. I was thinking, again, since I'm going to the beach, this might be a good one to like rub on for some shimmer when we go out at night or something like that. We're going with my husband's family, so that's why I say going out, because we can put our son down for bed and hand the monitor over to my in-laws if they're not doing anything that night, and we can, you know, go grab a drink or dinner or whatever. So I was thinking maybe I could potentially use it for that. And then I also rolled in my Urban Decay highlighter in the shade Sin because I have some pretty decent usage on this. Like I definitely have a dip, but I'd like to make some more prominent usage. I think hitting pan on Cookie inspired me, so I'm like, I need to hit pan on all my highlights. I don't think it's gonna happen this month, but you never know, because I didn't think we were gonna hit pan on Cookie last month, and we did. And then in terms of eyes, I am kind of rolling in 2 shades that I'm hoping will help me with one particular shade in my Pan Those eyeshadows. So if you watch that video, I rolled in Big Wig from the ABH Jackie Aina palette, and it's a really pretty purple, but definitely requires a lot to build up and get the right pigment. And so I thought maybe laying down this Kaja Moon Crystal base that has purple in it might help with amplifying that. And then I also thought that this Artist Couture, like a glitter pigment type shadow, might be really fun to work with that purple shade as well. And this is in the shade Nebula. It's absolutely beautiful, like the most stunning shade, but it's actually very hard to work with because I think they packed all of the pigment so tight, none actually comes out through the things. And so I've had to stick like safety pins down there to like get the product moving. So I'm hoping like once I start using it more and I open up some space in the actual like compact, that it'll come out easier. I don't know. So that's been challenging using this, and that's why I don't actually reach for it as much as I'd like to, because it's absolutely stunning, but it's just difficult to work with. So hopefully just getting even 5 uses out of it, maybe we'll be able to make some progress on making some more room in there. Avon eyeliner, enough said. And then the 2 lip products that I'm rolling in this Dose of Colors. I think it's like a liquid lipstick or a matte lip cream, something like that. And this is in the shade Flirty, super cute, really pretty shade. And I think will also pair nicely with the lipstick that's in my Project Pan, so I could maybe work them together. And then just felt like rolling in my Patrick Ta lip gloss. It's a sparkly one, it's beautiful, I love it, in the shade She's an Influencer. So that is it. Those are all the products that I'm going to be working on this month. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I feel like I have a good set of things to be focused on, and I'll be working on these out of my makeup basket, and then I'll also be focusing on my Project Pan and my Pan Those eyeshadows. So I'm really happy with everything that I have set up for the next month. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I hope all of you are doing well and staying safe, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.